Hi BookTube, this is my first video on the Canada Read selections for this year, 2015. For those of you who don't know, Canada Reads is a competition of sorts put on by CBC, and it's basically where they get 5 kind of well-known Canadians to defend 5 books that they think everyone should read, everyone in Canada should read at least. And each day, book is kind of voted off until there's one book left that they think everyone should read. And this year the theme is a book to break barriers. It is hosted by Wab Canoe, who is a fabulous person and a fabulous orator. He won Canada Reads last year. He was defending The Orenda, which is a beautiful book that I think a lot of people should read. So I just thought I'd introduce the 5 books before I start talking about them. So the first one we have is When Everything Feels Like the Movies by Raziel Reid. This will be defended by Lainey Louie, who is a host of The Social, I think it's called, which is like Canada's version of The View. Then we have Intolerable, A Memory of Extremes by Kamal Al-Sulali. This will be defended by Kristen Crook, who is a well-known actress. Then we have Rue by Kim Thuy. This will be defended by Cameron Bailey, who is, I don't know what his exact role is, but he's heavily involved in the Toronto International Film Festival. Then we have The Inconvenient Indian by Thomas King. This will be defended by Craig Kielburger, who is well known for founding Free the Children. And lastly, there's And the Birds Rain Down by Jocelyn Saucier, and this will be defended by Martha Wainwright, who is a singer, musical artist, beautiful woman. I love her. Okay. So I'm just going to go through and actually, the videos in the order that I upload them will be the way I think the book should be voted off. So they're in ascending order of my favorites. So I'll start with my least favorite and go to my most favorite of what I think should win. So, first book that I think should go is actually When Everything Feels Like the Movies by Raziel Reid. Now this book is an interesting choice for Canada Reads because it is the first YA novel that has been chosen to be defended on the show. But that's about the only thing I feel it has going for it. It's about a young boy who's obsessed with being famous but has no actual talent to back it up. And he's such a I don't know how to say it. He's not a very likable character, and the author tries to give him excuses for the way he behaves and the way he is. I mean, he tries to give him every excuse. He's going out and he's doing drugs, and his friends are promiscuous. So it's kind of argued like, he comes from a small town, he has an absent dad, he's gay, his mother's a stripper in an abusive relationship, he's bullied, all these kind of things that kind of read more as excuses for why he is the way he is. And I really felt that the whole thing was a story without a point except to shock and awe, and that doesn't even have that kind of good writing to back it up. Is this a book to break barriers? Unfortunately, no. I think it actually reinforces stereotypes, which I think is a very negative thing for a book that has to break barriers to do. I mean, I think it will charge through barriers because it is very, a shocking book to read. But I think people who are homophobic will not be changed by this at all, because Jude, the main character, is fundamentally unlikable. He's spoiled, he's willingly self-destructive, he's obsessed with infamy, he has, as I said, no talent or anything to back up his obsession with fame, and I find that the character only reinforces these negative stereotypes about homosexuals and about teenagers. I think actually at the end of the book, I won't tell you what happens, but I think if you kind of stopped the end of the book at a certain point and actually had Jude, the main character, end up in Hollywood where he wants to go, you know that throughout the book, that would be an even better story than this would be, because I'd much rather read about a character like Jude, who doesn't follow gender norms, who doesn't, you know, who's not normal, who's very abnormal in a lot of ways, try to succeed in Hollywood, as opposed to just dreaming about it. You know, I think it would be at least a story about going out and doing something as opposed to, you know, just a list of excuses not to actually do anything. And I would be really disappointed if Canada Reads picked this book for this year. That's because, as I said, I think it reinforces stereotypes, and it's not a very well written book. So let me know what you think about this book if you've read it, When Everything Feels Like the Movies by Raziel Reid, and Canada Reads in general. And remember to keep on reading.
Hey, you might want to check out Pickle's Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and other social media links in the description bar underneath.